Okay, let's check out what people in the hi-fi space are saying online. That's always fun to do. Okay, what's the single worst piece of audio equipment you've ever experienced? Hey, this is gonna be fun. Okay, everyone's talking about some cartridges. It was the early 90s, married for just a few years. We had just purchased our first house, having no basement or other lightly listening space. We decided to ditch the collection of mid-fi junk. I reached out to the man and got something unobtrusive. It was the Bose Lifestyle 13. It was awful. It took me a few years and the new house to get around to replacing it. Yes, Bose. Bose is not hi-fi. Bose is anything but hi-fi. Yes, they manufacture a lot of good quality consumer electronics and audio equipment, but they are not considered hi-fi at all. Um, they're okay at what they do, which is consumer electronics, this headphones, entry-level headphones, all of that. Not hi-fi. I'm sorry. So I always love to wind people up by telling them Bose not hi-fi. Worst piece of Onkyo TX8. Of course. Why? Why would anyone buy Onkyo and think of it as hi-fi? No, Onkyo is not hi-fi. Onkyo is okayish with AVRs, etc. They're entry-level AVRs. Integra is a little better than them, obviously, but they're the same companies like Toyota and Lexus. So, now they're good for AV separates, not for hi-fi, not hi-fi separates at all. No, so I'm not surprised. Okay, what do we have next? No single worst, but lots of pieces that may be absolutely cringe when listening and were big disappointments. Or Dali Epicon speakers with the ribbon super tweeter. Yeah, I I don't like ribbon tweeters that much, if I'm being honest. Maybe I haven't heard a lot of high-end speakers using ribbon tweeter. I don't even like air motion tweeters that are used specifically in Steinway Lingdorf. Not a big fan. I've heard the Model CD and even I've set up some Model LSs as well. Not a big fan. I don't know. And maybe I'm just like a soft dome tweeter kind of guy. Uh, I don't know. Just never liked them. I get it. Yeah. Hegel H160 amplifier. Really? Oh, okay. So a lot of people spoke very highly about Hegel. So when I was doing hi-fi in Dubai, I'm surprised that someone isn't that happy. Wait. What is saying? Really look forward to hearing this very high amplifier. It was punchy and dynamic, but so well that I thought that the speakers had no tweeters. Wow. Okay. Really? Hegel? Okay, surprising. Magnepans, hey. Yeah, 1.7 all the way up to 30.7. He's turned any ounce of mid-range into glass. Listen, it's electrostats. Electrostats have the best mid and highs you can possibly get out of speakers, but then you're just losing out on so much bass. If you ever set up a Martin Logan speakers, Magnepans, whatever, you will need to have at least two subwoofers. The higher up you go, it just robs you of the bass. It is a side effect of the very nature of how electrostats are made. They're this thin membrane, and you need a very high voltage in between that membrane to sort of drive that membrane to sort of push air and the physics of it. So yeah, it's an acquired taste, honestly. So if people are in the electrostatic zone, then they're fully committed. That you can't get them out of there. I remember hearing this even like in headphones, like the Stax SR009. I remember hearing them quite often. Even the Sennheiser HE ones. Amazing highs and mid-range, especially if you're listening to like stuff like Dynacrawl or which is very mid and high range focus. But if you like listening to just like a variety of genres, then electrostats are not really the way to go. Again, everyone's ear is different. Some people just prefer listening to music which is not very bass heavy, or which is mainly, let's say, instrumental or relies on vocals. Then sure, that's a decent setup to go for. 5.1 surround sound setup. Looking for some help, guys? I have the world's worst audio setup for TV watching. We bought a house that was pre-wired for 5.1 in the living room. The speakers are all Paradigm, decent brand. So they're decent speaker and sound great for music, but since they're all in seating and down firing, they're awful for TV or movie watching. Hearing discerning speech during TV, yeah, they're in seating. That is an issue you can not avoid, unfortunately, especially if they're sort of like, kept quite close together, because then there's really no space for the sound waves to sort of propagate. They're all like getting jumbled up when you have audio coming out from the center channel and the right channel or the left channel simultaneously. So it can get a little like jumbled up, especially if they're very close by. That means there's the frequency separation, and it's just all over the place. You better just have them a little far apart as well. I don't think there's a picture or anything, but I'm just assuming that's one of the issues that I foresee can happen. Obviously, this is not the ideal setup. We're not huge audiocasts and don't watch any movies. Okay. I'm assuming that replacing the center channel speaker would be priority. Replacing speakers is not an issue here. It's actually your placement of your speakers. If that's the problem that you're facing, I think that's the actual issue. Replacing a speaker won't help. I have an HDMI cable that goes from the TV onto the media cabinet that's off to the right. I'd like to think that I could use a pre-existing wire tube to run wiring for a center channel speaker to place on the mantle. Is it one of those TVs where it's always mounted above the fireplace? That's awful. I don't know why people do that in the West. My wife is against mounting speakers on the walls, and floor stand speakers are out of the question since I have toddlers. Okay, fine. Any suggestions? Oh wait, he does have a picture of. Okay. So he has a speaker surrounds. He has his front three right above the TV, which is, as I guessed, right above the mantelpiece. And you have your left, center, right. And is this the media cabinet that he was talking about? Okay, so we have it here. Okay, so like I guessed, your speakers are too close apart. Your fronts, left, center, right. So what I would suggest is, and if you're going to run, if you're saying you can run cable from the center channel speaker to the media cabinet, then I would actually suggest you place a center channel speaker here. Let me just call this C. Okay. If you're doing that, man, just like get two more speakers. Just move it a little equidistant. Try to keep it equidistant. Try to keep the cabling equidistant as well. Whatever. So yeah, try putting it like this. At least keep the left and right in sealing. But the center channel is the most important channel in a surround sound setup. So just give that priority, and even you can keep it. Honestly, you can keep it below the mantle as well. Or you could do it like that as well. Have your left and right fire from the top. And most AVRs right now, you have an option where you can set the placement of the center channel, which is above TV, below TV. So it takes into account, when you're doing the calibration, takes into account where the center channel is placed. So in that case, you can actually keep your left and rights on wall and your center channel on wall above the mantle, as you say. Keep your surrounds where they are. If you're going to do some wiring, just like if it's in the ceiling, just add decent Dolby Atmos setup. Oh fuck, the ceiling fan's in the way. Okay, we just place it over here. Something like that. I know the floor plan isn't like making sense at the moment, but something like that. Obviously, we'll have to take into account the placement of the ceiling fan so that the speaker is not near, not being blocked by the blades, and there's no electrical wiring running through the ceiling or any containment pipes. If you're going to run containment or drill any holes to pull containment pipes or anything like that, make sure of that. Yes, that's how I would sort of suggest you go about this. It will solve some of your problems, not all of them, given like obviously you're watching TV like this, which is the worst way to watch TV. It just strains your neck. Always keep it at like eye level wherever you're sitting. But yeah, And of course, no other reaction is complete without going through the bowels of Reddit. World's worst setup finally complete. This is the best setup ever. This is the best setup ever. I don't care what you say. Look at this. He has the chair. He has the camping chair with the pocket to hold the beer. He has four. What is he saying? Low. He has four L1 lows. Uh, he has a, he has a hi-fi receiver, but he has two surround speakers. Which the Phantom surrounds, guys. Phantom surrounds. This guy knows what he's doing. He has a Yamaha sub. It's not a Yamaha sub. It's a REL sub. It's a REL 20E sub. Okay. And a Marantz PM 6006. Okay. Wharfdale is an ornament. All of stuff there is an ornament, if I'm not